Warning, bangers. Oh, what up?
All right.
What up,
Beers
boys?
and bets.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
What's good?
Big cheers.
What's good?
Yeah.
All right.
What up, man?
How was the Sunday for y'all?
Ah,
Fantasy football went pretty good for all of us, at least in the golf league.
Yep, I had a good week.
Yep.
My team killed it.
Yeah. Bye week was good for you?
Yeah, it worked out well.
Yep.
It was pretty nice, man.
Okay.
That free dub, you know.
Yeah. Broncos not quite as good.
That was not quite as good, man.
Yeah.
That Drew Lock, I think, officially announced that his retirement, I think, to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I think by watching him, that was I've never quite seen a guy just get the ball taken like that, unless you're watching like Junior Pat's game when we were playing, Matt. And yeah, I've never really seen that before, where the DN just literally was like, ah! And Drew Lock. Yeah.
And you would expect like Drew Lock to like try to, show some restraint, but it's almost like he just let him have it.
Because I think he was planning for, because he did go and get the punch out like a sec later, but it's like, dude, why'd you let him have it in the first place? Watching that game, we were on the headset, me and Warthog and Brad, and I said to him, I'm like, how's he going to fuck this one up? And he did it in a way. I wouldn't the over under or the money line on that one had to have been plus like 500 to be able to pull that off. And fuck up like that.
Well, why are they running an option play like that with Drew Lock anyway?
Keep it, dude.
Give it to Javonte. Just give it to Javonte.
Field goal range. The defense played phenomenal all afternoon.
It's not a well-coached team on offense. Yeah. There's an embarrassment of riches, and it's just they're very mediocre, and there's no reason to be.
No reason. We're one quarterback and a coach that's coherent away from being in the playoffs, and it's frustrating.
Well, my Sunday was going really good until the Sunday night football game when the Bucks started.
Oh, so another incoherent quarterback from yesterday.
Tom Brady gets shut out for the first time since 2006.
15 years.
But what's even worse than that is in my big money fantasy league, Tom Brady's my quarterback. And going into that game, it looked like I had it wrapped up. I was going to skate through the first round of the playoffs, no problem.
Did you feel that way?
I was projected to win 154 to like 119.
Oh,
a good 30-point cushion. And then Tom Brady puts up 4 points. Now it leaves me where I need David Montgomery and DK Metcalf to combine for more points than Hunter Renfro, which is still likely that that'll take place. But do I have a Hunter Renfro update? Has he been doing shit? I just got home from work. I don't even know what Hunter Renfro's done.
I can pull it up, right, but no, nothing eye-popping.
Yeah, okay, so Hunter Renfro's not killing it. I just need the Bears running back Montgomery.
3 for 32.
Okay, that's pretty good. He hasn't
like 6 or 7 targets.
Oh,
so
he hasn't got a whole lot of it's PPR.
Yeah,
oh, fuck's sakes.
I figured so.
So I got a running back and a wide receiver that I need to.
33 is good. It's like, dude.
No, it's good for me because he hasn't done much.
Right. Yeah.
He's Hunter Renfro's on the other guy's team.
Oh, right on. All right.
But
I don't want to take up too much time with my fantasy talk. But
yeah. No, I got you. I thought you were saying 3 for 30, and because you hear number or the lines.
Well,
for PPR.
I was saying it's good for me because I want Hunter Renfro to do bad.
Do shitty.
Well, yeah, because he could have 7 for 33.
He's had like 20 the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but I mean, on a more serious note, fuck my fantasy team. I mean, it was really tough to watch as a Bucks fan, especially going in before halftime. Godwin goes down, Mike Evans goes down. Today we find out Chris Godwin has a torn ACL. He's going to be out for the season.
Yeah, it's not just MCL now.
I heard it was a sprained MCL. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mike Evans has a hamstring injury, which Mike Evans has had a history of hamstring injuries, and they're usually nagging. They usually reoccur weeks down the road.
Yeah.
So hopefully Evans
isn't Fournette banged up as well?
Fournette's banged up as well. Fournette's banged up as well, but I feel like at that position, at least, between Ronald Jones and if Gio Bernard comes back, that I'm not as worried about as losing Evans and Godwin.
Well, and then the whole defense, did I see right that Dean, Sherman, and Winfield Jr. are already out for this coming week?
They were, but it's not long-term injuries. Like the defense, as long as nothing happens between now and the playoffs, the defense will be healthy going into the playoffs. What concerns me is Antonio Brown. Like the Bucs Super Bowl chances basically rest on the shoulders of Antonio Brown. And I just don't have a lot of faith in that.
Just the way you drew it up. That's
the best case scenario too, man, because you hope that Mike Evans is able to get his hamstring right by the playoffs. And then if it's Mike Evans and Antonio Brown and, Scotty Miller and Tyler Johnson filling in the receiving core, then maybe they have a chance. But if Mike Evans doesn't get right and it's just AB, they don't have a fucking chance, dude. They could lose to anybody in the first round.
You think Tom's considered at all hitting up Edelman?
He already tried.
He probably already did before the season, man.
When he came to Tampa and brought Gronk,
Edelman
he told that story.
Then.
No, if he had no interest then, he'd have no interest now.
From what I've heard Edelman. I've heard Edelman in interviews though, and he was pretty sure that he was done.
He was
he just didn't really want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what they would go out and do because it seems like anyone will come out and play for Tom, and they've done it. You know what I mean? Fournette,
maybe.
I don't know. I was just throwing out an idea. I mean, because it does suck. The
Godwin one's a big injury, dude, because that's Tom's go-to guy.
Yeah, it
really is his favorite guy.
Man, that's really shit. Yeah, that's huge. That'll be way bigger than people realize because that paired with the Evans one, it's shit, man. That takes out maybe half their game plan. For most weeks, kind of what.
Well, and it showed he was completely not on track with the other receivers.
In all fairness, when Tom has won Super Bowls, not when he's thrown for records for touchdowns and shit with Moss, but when he's actually won, he's never really had great names at receiver.
Yeah, I mean, it would come down to the defense playing like they did in the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
and Brady not throwing 3 picks in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
because when we're down this many guys, you can't afford to throw 3 picks and win.
No, you can't throw 2. Yeah, you can't turn the ball over. That's what it's becoming.
But that game was tough to watch for me last night because I kept thinking, even after Evans and Godwin were down, I kept thinking, it was a 6-0 game for so long. I was like, at some point, we're gonna make a drive and get a score. We still have a chance here, and it just never happened. And Brady just looked like it was like a rare case of Brady looked like he knew he was fucked after halftime. He had made up his mind that they were screwed. He couldn't figure it out, dude.
He never did. That's for sure.
It was a rare thing to see.
The iPad or whatever didn't help.
Yeah, him throwing the fucking Surface tablet. Yeah. He learned that from Belichick because there's a really good video of Belichick doing this.
Yeah, dude. And they were talking about that, in our fantasy league in the golf group, and they were saying, did you? And it's dude, every quarterback when they throw a pick looks at it, and they all throw the iPad. It's just because he's Tom Brady, they're gonna be like, oh my God. It's dude, everyone fucking does that, but. Yeah, dude, that was not his best night. That was weird. So you said you were projected by 30. You were that confident in a divisional game on a Monday night, though? I mean, those are always against the Saints. It's always a tough.
I mean, you would have been confident enough that Brady wouldn't score 4 fantasy points, right?
Right. I agree with that.
He would at least throw a touchdown or 2.
Yeah. What was he projected?
I think 26.
Okay. He got I would have been thinking 16 to 20. Would have been, good. I'd be all right.
Yeah.
That is just a tough game. Those divisional games late in the year.
Well,
God, with all those, with Peyton out and.
I still got a chance. I just need Montgomery and DK Metcalf to outscore Hunter Renfro. That's all I need.
There you go.
And Hunter Renfro isn't off to the races yet.
Like you said, the Saints just couldn't push that. They couldn't take advantage, and you kept thinking Tom would do it, but he never did. That was weird, man. I kept thinking, God, the Saints have to take advantage of it.
Boring game, honestly. Boring game.
It sucked. It was a tough watch, man. Because there was nothing ever to get excited about. I think,
Nothing.
I mean, Levante David was making plays, but he always is.
Yeah.
Well, to lose to the Saints 9-0, and they didn't have Sean Payton.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Did they have their coaching?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. All right, let's get the fuck out of the
seriously. We waste too much time on the Bucks on this damn shit.
Bucks, yeah. Fucking boring.
That was my Monday headline.
Yeah.
One of you guys jump in and start us up with another one. Jimmy, you wanted to talk Ravens? The 2-point decision?
Yeah, that was dumb. If they're gonna go for 2, they should have done it when they scored to go down by they were down by 14. They scored. They went down by 7. They should have gone for 2 there. The numbers tell you that's the
when you could at least recover.
Then if you get the ball back, you kick the field goal, or you go for 2 when you have to do it, not when you just want to do it to be cocky. And I know Harbaugh's done that, and they've had success with it. And you can't fault a coach. That track record tells you he's been cocky and it's worked out for him. But with a backup quarterback and on a play that you're shifting and rolling out right, it cuts the field in half. You know what I'm saying? Like they know that's coming.
It was pretty close to the same play that they failed on 2 weeks ago. When they get a 2-point conversion to win,
when it was
Mark Andrews. It was against the Steelers. TJ Watt kind of cut off Lamar from being able to roll out.
Right. Yeah.
And Mark Andrews was out there.
But it's
I mean, if you look at it though, like in both of these cases, Hollywood was wide open in the back of the end zone.
He was.
Dude.
Huntley all game was locked in on Andrews, so everybody and their mother knew he's going to throw it to Andrews on this play.
And dude,
same with the week before, Watt caught him by surprise. If Lamar puts a little more touch on that pass, Andrews is just running under it instead of kind of like lunging out for it.
Yeah, it was just a weird call.
I agree with that. They should have gone for it.
The first touchdown.
I agree with you there. But at the same point, I don't hate the logic.
But even so, all right, you're saying we want to win the game now, and we're afraid they're gonna go win the game. If they go for 2 and get it, they still have Aaron Rodgers and 42 seconds with a timeout to go win the game.
Yeah, Crosby's had a rough year, though.
I agreed. But I mean, you have Aaron. How many times has Aaron Rodgers done that? Dude?
I agree.
I've seen that, dude. It was like, it was just weird. It didn't make a lot of sense. And for a team that needed to win, it's like, I know that their defense isn't great, but they played good that day. They were playing good.
It just shows the lack of faith in that secondary, though. Because there were some big plays to be had, against them. Yeah, because clearly they doubled and tripled Devontae all day.
But they didn't get shredded the whole day.
But they
torn up.
I guess I can
had a couple big plays.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they had big plays, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't feel like you want to go to overtime. And granted, he could have still came back, and Crosby kicks one to win it.
Yeah.
But I think the last thing Harbaugh wants is to go into OT needing to stop Rodgers. And
they couldn't stop Huntley at the end of that fucking game.
Yeah, he was on fire.
He was all over him. I mean, I don't know why. He really looked good, dude. He looked like he knew that offense well. And
maybe they respected. Yeah, maybe they're sleeping on the deep backs there too much then.
Yeah, because I thought, and also I wanted to point out too, tight ends for fantasy playoffs balled out yesterday between Kelsey and Andrews alone, dude. I mean, those dudes won.
Kittle had a pretty solid day.
I had Hunter Henry. I had Hunter Henry get me fucking 20 points.
Right.
Yeah.
There was the tight ends were huge yesterday. So But
we say that as the Raiders are struggling with Waller out. But typically it seems like if you invest in the tight end, he helped you this week.
Yeah. Definitely did. Yeah.
So
they all came around to finally work out. Yeah.
Well, even with
what was your Monday headline? Sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
I
just think I was going to bring up Kelsey had balled out on COVID, but he probably can come back in time because I'm pretty sure he's vaccinated.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. I spoke with Kelsey once. He doesn't seem like the type willing to get a vaccination.
Well, we'll see.
That 10-minute conversation.
I told him I was
conversation about your Bucks hat, and
I told him I was going to beat his ass, and
you're lucky you just didn't put a needle.
He wasn't accepting of that.
Away. But no, I really think,
gel, man.
Yeah, there you go.
I should have asked Kelsey like, how long would he think it would take me to replace him if I came into camp? Like, how long would I move ahead of him?
I would have loved. Yeah. Dude. Who's your backup? No shit. Oh, dude, he's a okay. I got this, man.
Noah Gray. Never fucking heard of him.
I'll be there on. Yeah. Noah Gray's probably a monster.
All right, Brad.
Yeah.
What's your Monday headline? What did you want to get into?
Cowboys didn't look great, but again with the W, I think they're in the hunt for that number 1 seed. It's
Well, they are in the number 2 spot.
They're number 2 spot. They're on a 3-game win streak.
They ain't getting number 1, and
we'll
talked about
see.
it a couple weeks ago. My number 1's looking better and better every damn day. And how about
we'll see. But I since they got Dexter Lawrence back the last 3 games, haven't given up over 20 points, 8 sacks, 8 picks. I think they're probably the favorite for the Super Bowl. They're just the most balanced team.
No, it's got to be Green Bay still, though, doesn't it?
Green Bay. When you only have the one receiver, like Baltimore almost proved that they're beat. I mean, Baltimore with their maybe the worst secondary in the league right now, almost beat the Packers.
Almost.
To me, that's not as much as good effort, right? Ravens as wow, Packers. You're maybe not what we think you are.
But the Cowboys lost to the Raiders on Thanksgiving, though. So you can pick out any week and say that.
But I'm just going from what I saw this week.
Yeah.
The Packers every week have proven though.
I was shocked to see in the MVP ratings that Rodgers took a step ahead of Brady when I thought they both kind of didn't have a great game. They missed throws.
When Rodgers didn't get shut out, though.
Yeah, but I agree. But he did miss throws. Neither of them were perfect.
Every quarterback's going to miss a throw in a game, but Rodgers had, looking at the 268, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
So you still like the Cowboys?
Like the Cowboys, yep.
No.
What if it was? I mean, because honestly, man, if it was Cowboys 49ers first round of the playoffs, I would take the Niners. I really would. I know it's a weird team. The 49ers probably don't have the offensive name. But they're I just feel like they're a more solid team.
I think there's honestly a very good chance the Cowboys win out. They have Washington, who they beat, Arizona and Philly. Arizona's a wreck right now. And the last time they played I would say so.
One bad game.
Arizona's had 2 bad games in a row.
Without Hopkins, they are lost.
Yeah. And they got wrecked by the Rams and then got wrecked by the Lions.
Yeah, Murray's not right. He's not running like he had been previous weeks. Exactly. He didn't run like that.
No, there was no ski lily.
None.
But
I think Cowboys can win out. I think they're getting healthy at the right time. Tyrone Smith is coming back, all pro tackle.
I think the Packers were there last year, so they've been there in a way before. And again, when you look at the efficiency of Rodgers, but 268, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, so he caught, when we talked last week, he was like, I think 9 behind Brady in touchdown passes, but all the other things were ahead of him. He had less picks. And so that efficiency climbed. He got 3 more touchdowns. So now he's probably 5 behind him. 4.
I think he took the lead. He
did, and that's what surprised, because the yardage and touchdown is still so far ahead for Tom.
But dude,
and it probably comes down to who wins the.
I mean, turnovers are
here's the thing, though.
And
here's the thing: Rodgers, when he's been without Devontae Adams and without Aaron Jones, he got the job done. They won games. Tom Brady last night, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, can't find a way to score a point. So Rodgers has done it without his main weapons. Brady proved that he couldn't.
And even with weapons, Brady hasn't done, and he's had way more weapons than fucking Rodgers has had when they're healthy. And he hasn't been head and shoulders above what Rodgers has done. So I think all that given, that has to just show you that Rodgers has been the better quarterback. You know what I mean?
I mean, Rodgers is.
I think the play call. Yeah.
You could disagree with me, and I mean the Super Bowl, the 7 Super Bowls is tough to argue with, but I've watched them both for our whole lifetime. Rodgers is better. He is actually better at the position. Brady's just ended up on these teams where he's had a way better shot at it.
In the first,
it doesn't mean Brady's shit, but Rodgers is better at playing that position. I really do believe
he plays it at more athletic fashion, which ultimately, it does. And also Brady, you got to throw out there too. He has 7, but 3 of them he won on the last drive when they had the benefit of film that we were never allowed to see because the NFL literally destroyed it. So
and they were a defense first team for those first 3,
had the best
right?
defensive coordinator, and you give even Peyton Manning won 5 MVPs. Throw him with Bill Belichick. I mean, Peyton never had a head coach, so it all is. I mean,
and it probably does make the case for Rodgers.
Winning the game
with the way they call the plays on offense. With that defense, because they don't force Rodgers to throw the ball 48 times like we saw Tom do, with
Brady,
and clearly not be on page with people. They feed it to Dylan. They get Aaron Jones involved throughout, and it just seems like Tom Brady hits a lot more of those Rodgers hits a lot more of those splash plays, which is increasing where we call it boring play calling. It is in the long run. We're seeing it transition into more efficient quarterbacking, just better offensive drives.
Boring ass, but wins. Boring as shit.
Honestly, that's why I have more faith in the Packers and the Cowboys than the Bucks. Just because
right now, I agree, man. Especially with the injury to Godwin.
You look at the rise the Chiefs have had. They got away from being one-dimensional. They actually try to run the ball at times. They don't just throw it 50 times. I mean, they do have some great athletes,
they
but
got to play the Raiders twice and the Broncos. I mean, they've also had a good. Yeah,
the Broncos are in the hunt, so I mean, I don't consider them a cakewalk.
And the hunt for a new head coach.
I'd consider them in that same class as like the Niners. Yeah, right on the. Maybe you're in, maybe you're out. Maybe
I know I said it before, but the Bucks, making a deep playoff run really is dependent on Antonio Brown, which he's supposed to rejoin the team as of today. But if you don't,
why do you think that's so crazy? Because Tom loves him. He loves Tom.
But you need Mike Evans to deal with this hamstring injury, and then you need to get Antonio Brown clicking. Because if you don't have at least those 2 things, the offense just isn't hard to stop. I mean, it's got to be Tom throwing the ball.
2 tight end with like OJ Howard or Brait in there with Gronk.
No,
not a
OJ drops the ball too much. How do we get back
to the Bucks again? Jesus Christ!
We were talking about the playoff. We were talking about NFC playoff
matchups,
man. But it is always the Bucks.
I mean, the Rams haven't even been good lately. I would be scared of the Rams in the playoffs as a Bucks fan. Right now.
Yeah, I agree.
They even seem more dedicated to the run.
More talented.
With Henderson out, they've been feeding Michelle a little bit more.
I just put the Bucks above the Cowboys because of Tom Brady alone. I put them above.
Yeah.
Above. Until I see the Cowboys do it in the playoffs, man.
I just think, unfortunately, after the Godwin injury, and
that's fair, but dude, he won Super Bowls when Julian Edelman was a Super Bowl MVP. Dude.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, I don't, dude. He's won Super Bowls when he's
in terms of star power. The Cowboys have it, and if everybody stays healthy, they're tough.
I don't trust Mike McCarthy in the playoffs. I don't. Yeah, until he proves it, and they prove it, and Dak, and they all stay healthy. And Zeke had one good game, but who knows what the fuck you're gonna get with his old ass? I mean, yeah, until they prove it. I'm still going with the Packers.
Okay, just pretty good running back duo there
to get us off of the Bucks. To get us off of the Bucks and the NFC,
bad.
Let's talk about the Colts. Because how many teams can we come up with in the AFC that would beat the Colts in the playoffs right now? Because I can only name one, and that's the Chiefs. I feel good about the Chiefs against the Colts. But besides that, I say the Colts can get anybody. I would pick them against anybody in the AFC. I'd pick them against the Pats. I'd pick them against the Bills. I'd pick them against the Chargers or the Bengals.
I think all those could be really good games, though. I don't think they're.
Yeah.
The Colts I'd still take Bengals
the Chiefs over the Colts.
That's the only team I can come up with, though, Brad. Yeah. Is the Chiefs.
I think the
Ravens
Patriots
are healthy.
I mean, the game flow went perfect.
It did, and
I slept through that fucking game.
No, that's the big thing too. Is they got up early, but
there was a blocked punt real early, and after that, it was just a pretty fucking good game. It really was. It was game flow couldn't have gone better. It was almost like you remember that Monday night game after Hurricane Katrina, and they had the Saints play at home and they blocked a punt. It was like that vibe of just like
you knew they were going to win based on that first block punt.
Saturday night, like home, they had already scored a touchdown right away. Then they have that, and it's like the vibe. I mean,
talk
about great scheduling. If you're it's like a holiday time of year, so people might be in town with family in Indy. It's a home game on a Saturday fucking night against New England. Like, dude, what more could you ask for an atmosphere? Like, that place was probably rocking more than really ever, dude. Like, you're won whatever. You've made a push to win like 4 in a row and get yourself into a spot. And if you win that game, you're really in that. And now we're talking about them on here because, of what they've done. So, yeah, I was like, that's a real damn good lucky scheduling by the NFL to give them that game on a Saturday night in this late in December.
I agree. It is crazy how many AFC teams are so run heavy, like game oriented. You think about all the teams that would make the playoffs today. What you're looking at, KC,
Browns,
and the Bills as maybe the only 2 of the 7 that are more of a pass first team.
Yeah.
I think they're all
Chargers.
All those
Chargers,
teams,
I guess.
All those teams have seen what in the AFC is what they can.
Yeah,
what's going to win it.
It makes for an interesting matchup, with whoever comes out of the NFC.
And it will be like if you see like the fucking, if I'm trying to think of like the best running team in the AFC, but help me out here.
It's got to be the Colts.
Whatever, the Colts.
Yeah.
So you play them and like the Packers in the Super Bowl or some shit, dude. That would be like the under would be
right.
Like 40
or even like an AFC
maybe?
Playoff game, Colts versus Titans with Derrick Henry healthy.
Yeah, right, dude.
Because we keep forgetting he's back in a week or 2.
Yeah, he'll be back
potentially,
exactly.
but he's back for the playoffs, and that's.
Oh yeah.
How the fuck did they lose that game to the Steelers yesterday? It didn't make any fucking sense, dude. Like the Steelers looked so bad. The Steelers looked so bad, like almost the whole game.
Still Mike Tomlin, man.
I don't know how the fuck they won.
In Pittsburgh, dude. It's fucking that's just I wasn't that surprised by that. Because the Titans have pulled off shit where you're surprised that they won games and you're like, man, how'd they do that? So
right now they're really like a game and a half out of the playoffs with that overtime game, so
the
tie against the Lions. The tie against the Lions could cost them a playoff
how
berth.
Pissed you are?
Or get them in. You never know.
Who was it? Deontay Johnson that fumbled it when the dude punched it out to make it a tie. Yeah, dude. Oh fuck.
And then what's the other one? Like we haven't podcasted since that Chargers Chiefs game, right? Like we did one the night of, but not after that game.
Yeah.
That game tore me up, dude. Because the Chargers had every reason to fucking win that
one. Tore me up.
The Chargers had they outplayed them, man.
You would have been pumped, man.
What the fuck?
Bullshit,
yeah, exactly.
Dude.
How a year changes.
Yeah, you're mad at that game.
Well, because it would have set up so perfect for the Chargers.
Like half Chargers, half Chiefs uniform. Like Mahomes into Herbert.
No, it should just be every AFC.
I'd rather just have the Herbert jersey.
But the Broncos, just like
this year. What about 2 years ago?
Yeah,
I can't believe they lost that game, dude. Like the amount of times they had the ball inside the 10 and didn't score.
Dude, teams play that, and dude, they also should have gone for 2. They went up.
They had a chance to go up by 9.
9, and they should have gone for 2 on that.
Yeah.
They made they went for 4th and goal a couple of. I think they got in their own head because they had done that and didn't get it. They're like, well, we ran that play. Dude, you think that fucking Chiefs can't go for all this shit Andy Reid?
I think also part of that was they had seen the Chiefs also struggle in the red zone all night, so they were like, even if the Chiefs get down there,
they'll be afraid.
Maybe the 2-point gives us an extra chance.
They had already stopped them like twice on fourth and 2. The Chiefs. It's like who has a better 2-yard gaining offense than Andy Reid's fucking style of having guys in motion and just giving them a little toss out of shot.
Speaking
all that.
of Chiefs, you think anybody knocks them off before the end of the year? They're on a 7-game win streak right now. They got Pittsburgh at Cincy at Denver.
Maybe Cincy.
I thought maybe Denver might get them if they're resting.
Don't even get me started.
Not without.
Well, Teddy's back though at some point, or is he done for the year?
He's got to be done. He died.
No, he's already out of the hospital. He's just in concussion protocol.
He's been in concussion protocol since he got drafted.
That's a good thought. The Chiefs have a good chance at winning out. The Bengals game could be a close one. We'll see. Let's talk about Monday Night Football, though. We got a game tonight. Bears-Vikings. This one's in Chicago, if I remember right. Yeah, pretty sure it's in Chicago.
You're correct.
We're talking player props. I got this guy because I need him to do well to advance in fantasy playoffs. I got David Montgomery. I got him over 22.5 receiving yards. I also have him over 3 receptions. I'm taking them both. I already locked in the bets. They're in. It's a lot.
David Montgomery over what? My bad. I was looking at what
I got David Montgomery over 22.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
I also got him over 3 receptions.
Right on.
I need 3 checkdowns or screenplays.
Yeah, I like that one. That's
not
a
bad.
solid one. With Fields too. Yeah.
Brad, what do you got? Brad doesn't like David Montgomery. You always have David Montgomery on your fantasy team.
I don't like David Montgomery. I don't like him in the pass game as much. I saw his rushing yards were around like 64.5 or something. I would have liked that more. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going quarterbacks though. I got Derek Cousins, Kirk Cousins, over 1.5 touchdowns. He's thrown 2 or more in the last 6 games straight. So I can't believe that's even like.
You think they should have moved it to 2.5?
Should have moved it or to a flat 2.
What's the weather like in Chi-Town today? Do you know?
I don't, but it didn't show up as like a alert or anything.
Right, it wasn't hot. Yeah, I got it.
And the other one, I'm going with the other quarterback, Fields, 43.5 rush yards. 4 of his last 5 starts, he's hit that. I mean, he's gone over 100 twice. So I like Fields for that rushing and Kirk for the touchdowns.
Yeah. I still have not given up on Justin Fields. I've been saying it all year. He's my favorite quarterback. He's just in a shit situation. He needs a new coach to get in there next year.
Well, it seems like Allen Robinson just doesn't give a fuck this year, which is weird because I'm pretty sure he's a free agent after the year. So you'd think he'd be looking to go nuts, but
I just don't think he's had a chance either. He's probably getting doubled every single fucking game.
Yeah. Well, and it's led to Mooney. Yeah.
Well, and that's where I'll go with mine because that's one that I have here is Mooney over under 3.5 receptions. On Caesars, the website I got it from, it was minus 141 at the time, but
yeah,
he's averaging 4 catches a game.
Guy. Yeah.
He has no fewer targets than 5 in 13 games outside of 1 where he had 4 targets. And then he has dropped a pass in the 1 in each of the last 4 games. But yeah, I think him. And then I also had Clement. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah.
Perfect.
And he's averaging 3.3 catches a game, and he's projected 6 this game. So his over under was 2.5.
Projected 6. Ooh.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I will say about Cole Kmet is every big week he's had is when Andy Dalton plays. Every shitty week he has is when Fields plays.
And it says the Vikings allowed 3.46 catches a game to opposing tight ends. And he has 3 catches in the last 3 of his games and had 8 against Detroit. So it's like
what do you
they
do?
do
4?
kind of target him. No, 2.5, over 2.5.
All right.
So.
Cole Kmet.
Yeah, not a bad bet.
What's going on? I don't have it on. What's going on with this Browns Raiders game?
It's close.
We're 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2-minute warning.
Cleveland is up 14-13.
Oh, Cleveland took the lead.
They got the ball. They got the ball.
Let's go ahead and end part 1 here, and we'll come back in a few minutes with part 2. We saved all part 2 for Christmas trivia, right? And then we might just bullshit a bit after Christmas trivia.
Shocker. Yeah.
All right. We'll be back. We will be back.
Banger alert.
Cheers.